Good morning, y'all. So, I am coming to you today from a shanty on the river on the other side. Y'all probably haven't ever seen me do a video out here. I'm on my front porch. I'm taking back my front porch space and trying to spruce things up around here and just enjoying it so much. It's a beautiful day. Still going to be hot today, but it's a little bit overcast right now. It's really nice out here, so I'm enjoying this morning with some coffee. Y'all, I drink out of this cup all the time. This is my Alcatraz cup. Got from Alcatraz, what, 3, 4 years ago in San Francisco. That is a trip y'all want to take if you're in that area. So worth it. That's an amazing, amazing experience. It truly is. Anyway, I think I've got, that's probably on my Facebook page somewhere. That was before, I believe that may have been before I started doing the Gal Gone Camping blog. I'm not sure. Anyway, I just want to talk to y'all this morning about something that happened, you guys. Plans that got changed, or that I changed. And I want to talk to you about trusting your instinct. So, sometimes you got to navigate more than just the road. So if you're interested in hearing about that, come on back. Welcome back, y'all. So here's what happened. I had a trip planned. I had been planning for months. And it was, the main event was to the Route 66 Road Fest in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I don't know if y'all been following along on the Gal Gone Camping YouTube channel. They planned this back in 2020, or maybe it was planned the first time in 2020 or 2019. I don't remember now, but it was canceled, of course, due to COVID. Either 1 or 2 years, I don't remember, but when they scheduled it, for this year, I was so excited. I'm a huge fan of Route 66, the Mother Road. I love all that stuff. It's so nostalgic. It's so historical. I just love that. I love anything Route 66. Always have, ever since I've learned about it and studied it. And I've been on it a few times in different locations, but one of these days I do want to take the entire route. That's on down the road, of course, when I would have time to do that, which I don't at this stage of my life. I am still working. If y'all who haven't followed along, if you're new to the channel, I am a part-time gypsy. I'm a part-time van lifer right now. I do have a vintage travel trailer camper that I enjoyed. I love it. I am thinking about selling that. That's a whole nother video I'm going to be talking to y'all about. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind totally about that, but I have found through owning 2 high-top conversion vans and a camper and my minivan that for me, I love the minivan camping method the best. I love it for a lot of different reasons, and we'll talk about that later. But getting back to the event. So, actually, this was sponsored by AAA Travel Service, the Roadside Assistance Program, and so many other things that they have. I've been a member for, gosh, I think since 2007. So they were a huge sponsor of this, and they was going to have a big exhibition, and it was inside. It was in a big convention center in Tulsa, and actually they were having 2. The weekend prior, I think, right, June 19th, that weekend or whatever weekend that was, they had it in Oklahoma City. So they were having 2, Oklahoma City and then 1 in Tulsa. So, of course, I never do just one thing hardly when I go anywhere, especially that far. So I had planned a perfect route. Y'all, it was perfect. I mean, I had everything lined up. I knew where my first stop was going to be, and I was going to be boondocking. And so it was perfect. I was going to be, that was on Saturday, that event. Well, today is Saturday. Y'all won't see this till maybe a day later, but today is Saturday, June the 24th. 24th, yeah. And 25th, what is today? Whatever, this is Saturday. And that event's going on today. So my plan was to, before then, head out and do my first stop on, I think it was going to be on Thursday evening. And then Friday uh, was going to be in the southern part of Kansas. Uh, so many cool things there that I wanted to experience, and the route was perfect. I mean, you come right straight out of Missouri. What is Missouri? Is that a new place? Things just roll off my tongue. It's just like they're meant to be words. It happens all the time. I got my own vocabulary. Now I got my own geography places, I reckon. Anyway, you come right out of Missouri around the Joplin area where it meets into Oklahoma and Kansas right in there. And so I was going to go straight in. I think the route is, I want to say 160. I don't have it right in front of me. 160 maybe. And you go into Coffeyville, Kansas. And y'all know how I love Old West history. I've been an Old West fan, history buff forever. I'm a history buff in general, but I love the Old West history. Love everything about the outlaws and the gunslingers and the gold mines and the pioneers and the all that stuff. I love that stuff. So, if you know anything about Old West history, you know Coffeyville, Kansas was the site of the infamous Dalton Gang bank robbery, where they attempted to rob. Actually, this was a spinoff on the something that one of the other gangs did, but they tried to rob two banks at one time. That was the plan, and this was in Coffeyville, Kansas, and it all went. It was derailed. I mean, everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and they met their demise there. All of them except Emmett Dalton. All of them except Emmett Dalton. And so there's all that history stuff there. The old bank is still there, and they've got a museum there. They've got the cemetery, where they're buried, where the Dalton brothers are buried. And it's just, that was the main thing there. And then just right down the road, right nearby, is a Little House on the Prairie site, Laura Ingalls Wilder site, which I love. Little House on the Prairie. Grew up watching that. It's iconic, and so it's just a special thing. I love anything to do with the Little House on the Prairie. And there's a site there, and a museum and all that not far away, so I wanted to do that. And then I'm also a huge fan of Wizard of Oz stuff. Kansas, y'all. I mean, that's all about doing your research. I am a big fan. I've told y'all that before. If you're going somewhere, if you love to sightsee and if you like to learn everything about the area and experience everything you can experience while you're there, why wouldn't you? Do your research. Don't go to just one place and don't look at anything else. You got to do your research. And when I didn't even know, I had never heard about this place. But nearby, just right nearby, right close to the Little House site is a place. It's Sedan, Kansas, and they have a yellow brick road section there. And the cool thing is, I would like to do this. I haven't done it yet, but I did inquire about it. But you can purchase a brick to put on the yellow brick road that has your name on it. How cool is that? I believe I'm going to do that. I think that is so cool. I wanted to do that. And so I think that was everything in Kansas. And you drop right straight down into Oklahoma because it's on the border. All this stuff is on the border of southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma. So you drop right straight down into Oklahoma. And there are some things there. And of course, I was thinking on my time, I probably wouldn't have gotten to do one of the things. I am going to go back and do that, though, for sure. I'm going to go back and do it all. But anyway, there's also the Tom Mix Museum. That's an old West, when the Old West movies, the cowboy movies started coming out in black and white back in the 30s, 40s. Maybe some even earlier. Tom Mix, if any of y'all know anything about that, he was an early cowboy actor, one of the earliest ones, right along, I guess the same time as Hopalong Cassidy and a lot of those guys. But there's a museum there. There is another, the Dewey Hotel. That's another famous building. It used to be a hotel. It's now a museum. They don't rent any rooms out or anything like that. It's not in operation as a hotel, but it is as a museum. And it was a big deal in the Western days, and tons of people stayed there, tons of famous people. Um, so there was that. And then right on over to the west a little bit is Pawhuska, Oklahoma, Osage County, and all that. And if y'all are fans of the Cooking Network, you know that Pioneer Woman. Who does not love Pioneer Woman? I love her. I've been following her for a long time. Watched her kids. You know, her kids has grown up on that channel, and she's just an amazing, amazing cook. And I love it. You know, they live on that big ranch, and it's a working cattle ranch. You know, and it's that's been in her husband's family for years, and it's a big deal out there. And so that's where they operate and everything. They have a museum, they have a mercantile, and you can actually take tours and stand in the kitchen. You know, go tour the kitchen where she actually cooks. So I wanted to do that, even though I probably would not have had time on this trip for that. But anyway, the point is there were so many things right in that area to do. And then on, you know, so that was going to bring me to Saturday, and then I was going to drop on down into Tulsa, was just a little ways away, and go to the Route 66 Road Fest exhibit. They had all kinds of exhibits about the road, and you know, old cars, live music. They had I think a vintage camper rally there, a lot of different things, and now that was all inside. It was all inside in a big convention center. But here's what happened. So, like a large part of the United States, we've been in a heat wave here. I am in Kentucky, and you know, normally it doesn't get this hot until July and August. But it has been in the 90s, and I mean like high 90s even, for several days. And so, and then it's out west, of course, or out in that area, it was even hotter. I checked the weather. It's another thing, y'all. Be sure you check the weather before you head out anywhere, and check it daily. Check it constantly, because it can change so quick. And if you have, you know, big storms come up or tornado warnings, and that's right through Tornado Alley. That was another thing. And these unseasonable temperatures, that was kind of like, I started thinking about that. But anyway, so as I was checking the weather, it was going to be 103 in Tulsa today. And like I said, that event was inside. But what concerned me was it was a 10-hour drive from where I'm located here to my first stop in Missouri, where I was going to stay over. And then from there on out, you know, it just kept getting hotter. And my concern was really like being at a standstill in traffic. Like if I was to get held up in road work or a traffic accident, or even y'all, I'm sure a lot of y'all have had experiences on the interstate where you just all of a sudden you're at a standstill. You know, you're like, what's happening up there? And it's like either bottlenecked somehow or another, people getting on the on-ramp or off-ramps or whatever. And it happens. I've had that happen before. And you cannot be in a vehicle in this kind of weather at a standstill, just sitting in a vehicle that hot, and when it's that hot. And you certainly can't run your air conditioner, because your vehicle will overheat. You can't just sit idle like that and run that AC for very long, because you'll get overheated. The van, I was concerned the van would overheat, or that I would. I mean, if you're sitting still for that long in a vehicle, you know, you can have your windows down and everything, but if there's no air stirring, you know, and it's high humidity and stuff and extreme heat, that's a concern, and that can be dangerous. So I thought about that, and I always pray, you guys. You guys know I am a person of faith, and I pray for safe travels. Give me a safe journey, you know, everywhere I go, even locally, even just my day-to-day routine. It's just what I do. And I was sitting out here on the porch the day before I was fixing to leave, and I was, you know, I had done my devotionals and reading and just praying and just talking to the Lord, and asking Him to give me a safe journey on safe travels on this journey. And because I was a little concerned about the heat, I literally said, if there is a reason that I shouldn't go, if it's not meant for me to go on this trip at this time, please give me clarity on that and show me a sign. Give me a sign, because I was all set to leave. And I'm telling you, this is what happened. So just this weekend before this, we had a reprieve in the heat here in this area because it had been extremely hot. And then that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday, we got a reprieve from it, and it was some of the most beautiful weather. It was fantastic. There was no humidity. It's just like it all left. Just a total break. And it was during that time, Friday through Monday morning here, that the power, we had a power outage. And there was a storm somewhere. We just got a little wind and a little bit of rain, and it wasn't very, it was a little bit strong wind for just a little while. And that's all we got here, thank God. But somewhere, it did some major damage, and power was out in a lot of places. And some people's power out, it wasn't out for very long. But here, it was out for about 36 hours. And the fact that that happened just during that break in the weather was a blessing. It was him watching out. He's watching out for us. But anyway, so I use, in my van and at home, I use my EcoFlow power station that y'all have seen me use on other videos. Love it. I mean, what a lifesaver it was during this. Y'all, like I said, you got to get some kind of, get you a generator or some kind of power station when these kinds of things happen, whether you're on the road or at home or whatever, you need it. So anyway, I was able to use that, of course, for my phone, and I have, I really, you can see on the Galvin Camping Facebook page, I kind of enjoyed it, really. I mean, but I use that power station to, charge up my phones and my USB flashlight and my little blender. Like I said, I made some cocktails through that. I enjoyed myself. But so also that's another thing that came in handy was that 12-volt fridge. If y'all have seen the video on that, I have taken it out on the road now a couple times, and I love it, love it, love it. It's a UME 12-volt refrigerator. So I was able to save all my food. I was able to plug that 12-volt refrigerator into that power station, and then the rest of the food I put on just in a cooler with ice, and I didn't lose any food. I did my chicken. That chicken is iffy, I didn't want to. I just went ahead and fried it up when the power came back on for the dogs. I did, and but anyway, I didn't lose anything else. And that was a lifesaver, that little 12-volt fridge and that power station. I would have lost everything if I hadn't had that. And so anyway, so one day I had to run out to town to do some things or whatever. So I took the power station and put it in my other vehicle, not my van, but my little work car, and used the 12-volt cord to plug it in and let it be charging while I was out doing things while the vehicle was running, because it comes with a regular 110 cord to plug into a regular wall outlet, and it comes with a 12-volt cord so you can plug it in while you're driving and let it charge while you're driving. Also comes with a solar cord, which I do want to get a solar panel later. It's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so I had taken it out to let it charge, put it in my other vehicle, and so it would have plenty of charge through the power outage. Well, brought it back in the house. I didn't pay any attention about it because it was fully charged, so I was able to do whatever with it during the power outage. And so anyway, the day that I was getting ready to get everything together, the power bank was all charged back up. I had plugged it back into the regular outlet when the power came back on. It was charged back up. I was getting ready to put it in the van, and so, it of course would have been in the 12-volt outlet and the cigarette outlet with the 12-volt cord charging up while I was on the road. After I used it for my fans or whatever I was going to use it for. And I saw this. Can y'all see that? This is the 12-volt cord, and it is completely melted. The end of it there is completely melted. And how that happened, it must have happened while it was in that cigarette lighter outlet in my Suzuki. And I've charged my phone up with the phone charger and everything in that Suzuki, and that's never happened. That has never happened. I've never had an issue with the receptacle in there. And that's the only thing that could have happened to cause this. Now, this was, mind you, I told you I was out here on the front porch, and I had prayed about this trip. And I said, give me a sign if it's not meant for me to go at this time. And it was literally, I'd say 15 minutes or less. Now, I went back in the house and was getting things together, and I saw this. With heat, you know, it was melted from something hot. You all, now, I don't believe in coincidences. I really don't. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I had to trust my instincts here. And I believe that this was the Lord showing me a sign that, no, you shouldn't go. It's not a good time. It's not safe right now. And so I took that as a sign, and I didn't go. I didn't go. And was I disappointed? I was. I was very, very disappointed because I had been planning this for months. I was so excited. But, you know, I had to go with this. I had to trust my instincts and go with what I believe that the Lord told me to do. And, you know, had I not, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. I'll never know, but I have to trust that. And when I said you got to navigate sometimes more than just the road, you have to, you have to rely on your instincts. You're given that feeling, that gut feeling, you know, we call it, for a reason. And that's your inner being telling you, you know, it's warning you. It's talking to you, you know, you don't need to be going at this time. Or you don't, you know, it's not the right time. So that's what happened. And I even had my ticket. I even had my ticket to, you know, can you see that? Well, it's back when I'm doing a selfie here. I don't have the thing turned around, the camera turned around right, but it's the AAA Route 66 Road Fest 2022. I probably should keep this as a reminder of what happened. And then, you guys, this was the first time I got to use my senior discount. And I didn't get to follow through with it. But anyway, I don't know if they'll have another one of those or not, because, you know, in 2026, I think it's coming up, is the 100-year anniversary of Route 66 of the Mo Road. And I'm sure they'll be doing lots of things out there. But there is another festival. There's another festival for that coming up in September in a different location. I'm thinking about maybe doing that. Anyway, yeah, I was disappointed, but you got to be smart. You got to listen to your gut. And if you are a person of faith, listen to when he speaks to you. I truly believe this was a sign. I do not believe in coincidences. The closer you walk with him, the more he is going to communicate with you and show you the way. And, you know, really and truly, on the days that when it was super hot, it would have been hard to enjoy if you're out walking around and stuff. I don't have a big problem with the heat. I really don't. The humidity is bad, but I really can stand it. I really can. I know a lot of people can't, but I can. It's the wintertime I can't stand. But anyway, I just felt like, you know, this just isn't a good time to go because I took this seriously, and I think I made the right choice. So, learning to navigate more than just the road. Have all of your wits about you through everything. You know, think things through. Think through scenarios. Check the weather when you're traveling. And if you are traveling in this extreme heat, you all, and I know many of you may have to, you know, it may not just be recreation, but whatever the reason, if you're traveling in extreme heat in long distances like this, really look at any traffic, see if you can find any traffic situations, look that up, see what the upcoming weather is going to be, and just be alert and be prepared for whatever may come. It's very dangerous. This extreme heat can be very dangerous. You can have a heat stroke. You can, you know, your vehicle can overheat. You can be stranded for a while. And speaking of AAA, like I said, I've been a member for since 2007, and they are phenomenal. AAA or some other roadside assistance program, you need to have that if you're going to be traveling. So, just wanted to share that experience with you all and just kind of remind you to listen to your gut feeling and to listen for the Lord speaking to you. And if He gives you a sign, especially when you specifically ask for it and it pops up 10 or 15 minutes later, don't ignore that. I didn't ignore it, and I'm glad that I didn't, and I will go later. It's not a big deal. So I had already taken off vacation. Like I said, I'm still working, so I'm not a full-time traveler. I'm not a full-time, and I've enjoyed every minute of this too. So I've just been enjoying my time off. Went ahead and took my vacation days, and I have been working on my front porch here, just relaxing, enjoying life. You want to enjoy life no matter where you are. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm over it. And I know that I made the right choice, and that's just Him looking out for me. And I'll visit it next time. I will go see those places and finish my trip, or do that trip. I haven't done that one yet, but I will. So y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. Please be careful in this heat wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Be careful, and enjoy summer. You know, it's not going to be here long. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, don't wait to live. And if you are not a subscriber yet, please subscribe to the Gal Gone Camping channel here. Jump over to galgonecamping.com. There'll be some things over there that you may not find here. And have lots of fun here. All kinds of different content and fun and travel adventures and ideas and tips and resources and lots of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. Please like, share if you got anything out of this. And follow along on the Gal Gone Camping Facebook too, if you would. So, all right, you guys. See you down the road.